It sounds like something out of a cartoon. A cat, wired with surveillance equipment, trained to sneak into enemy embassies and eavesdrop on top-secret conversations. But this wasn't a joke. It wasn't fiction. It was a real plan, crafted in the shadowy halls of the CIA during the height of the Cold War. And it cost millions of dollars, years of research, and, spoiler alert, a tragic ending involving a taxi. This is the bizarre and true story of Acoustic Kitty, the CIA's most unexpected attempt at espionage. And once you hear it, you won't know whether to laugh or be terrified at what governments are willing to try in the name of national security. It was the 1960s, and tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were razor sharp. Every whisper mattered. Every bug, every wiretap, every intercepted message could tip the balance of global power. The CIA was desperate for new ways to gather intelligence, especially in places where human spies couldn't reach. So, someone in the agency had a wild idea. What if you could turn a cat into a spy? It seemed ridiculous. Cats are famously independent, unpredictable, and hard to train. But that's what made them perfect. Who would ever suspect a cat strolling across a park bench near a foreign embassy was actually recording a conversation? So the CIA got to work. And they weren't joking around. They recruited veterinary surgeons, behaviorists, audio engineers, and spy tech experts. The plan? To implant a tiny microphone in the cat's ear, run a wire under its skin, and attach a radio transmitter at the base of its skull. Its tail would act as an antenna. All of it had to be undetectable, silent, hidden, lightweight. The cat would appear completely normal even as it broadcasted classified conversations back to the CIA in real time. They began training the cat to follow commands, a task that proved far harder than expected. The feline would get distracted mid-mission. Sometimes it chased birds, sometimes it just wandered off and lay down. The CIA operatives tried everything: rewards, conditioning, hunger motivation. Slowly, painfully, the cat began responding.
Please do well to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't, as an encouragement for more of this kind of content. After 5 years and more than $10 million, the CIA believed they had finally succeeded. They had created the world's first cybernetic feline spy. The mission was ready. The target? 2 Soviet officials sitting on a bench in Washington, D.C., near the Soviet embassy. It was the perfect test. A quiet outdoor location, no security, no suspicion. The cat was released from an unmarked CIA van parked nearby. It began walking across the street, and then tragedy. A taxi hit the cat. Right there, in full view of the CIA team. Their multi-million-dollar spy project ended in seconds, crushed by a passing cab. Some agents were stunned. Others probably swore under their breath. The CIA's most bizarre mission had failed in the most mundane way possible. There are conflicting reports about what happened next. Some say the project was immediately shut down. Others claim it continued in a limited form. A heavily redacted CIA memo from 2001 finally confirmed the project's existence and its failure. The document casually stated, "The equipment worked, but the environment and security factors led us to conclude that further work would not be practical." That's government speak for cats don't make good spies. But the idea, no matter how absurd, remains one of the strangest examples of Cold War creativity, or desperation, or madness. Think about it. In a world on the edge of nuclear annihilation, the world's most powerful intelligence agency poured years of work and millions of dollars into a wired-up cat, hoping it could outwit the KGB. And if that's not a perfect metaphor for the paranoia and absurdity of the Cold War, what is? But the story also raises a more serious question. How far are we willing to go for secrets? Today we've moved on from cats to drones, satellites, AI surveillance, and facial recognition. But the hunger for information, the desire to spy, to listen, to control, hasn't gone away. If anything, it's gotten more advanced and more invisible. So next time you see a cat sitting nearby, staring blankly in your direction, just remember, once upon a time, someone in the CIA thought that was the future of espionage.